Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting day of music theory. Today, we're going to be continuing our discussion of intervals and how to figure out how an interval is major, minor, or perfect. So, last time that we had a lesson, we talked about how if we are using the major scale to figure out if an interval is major or perfect, we use the key signature. So, just a quick review from last week. If we look at the key signature like we have here, which would be C major, which has no sharps or flats, the intervals that happen automatically within that major scale are going to be either major or perfect. So our second would be a major second, our third would be a major third, our fourth would be a perfect fourth because that's a perfect interval. Fifth is also a perfect interval. Sixth would be a major sixth, and then major seventh and octave. Okay, so last week, whenever we were looking at perfect intervals, we did something like the following, labeling these intervals right here. So let's take a look at this. So if we are in F major, we know that F has one flat, which is a B flat right there. Let me use a different type of marker so it's not quite so big. So if we have a B flat right there, we count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We see that that is going to be a sixth of some type. And then we check to see if this interval naturally happens in the F major scale. And since there is no accidental on the D in F major, then that means that that is going to be a major sixth. Today, we're going to be talking about minor intervals and how we can adjust these pitches in order to make that a minor interval. So just a quick thing for you to think about. If we made that a D flat right there, which does not naturally happen in the F major key, then we would then change that to a minor sixth because it went down a half step. So let's kind of explore that a little bit more. So seconds, thirds, sixths, and sevenths can either be major or minor. It is very easy to make a major interval minor. Simply lower the top note of the major interval by a half step. So we just talked about this is a major third right here. Again, we're in F major, which is one flat. We go 1, 2, 3. We know that that's a third, and A naturally happens in the F major scale, so that would be a major third, as we see with a capital M. In order to make that a minor third, we just put a flat right there, lowering the third, lowering that third scale degree, 1, 2, 3. And so then that would be a minor third. And again, we talked about this a little bit last week, but if you put a little line above the lowercase m, that just helps us differentiate between the major and the minor third. Same thing here. If we are in E major, because our lowest note is E, we think that has F, C, G, and D sharp, which gives us E major. C is naturally sharped, so that would be a major sixth. Then we lower that and make that a C natural, and it's already natural because we don't have a sharp there, so that would be now a minor sixth. Okay, remember that unisons, fourths, fifths, octaves are never major or minor. They are going to be perfect intervals, and we'll talk a little bit more in the future about what happens if we add accidentals if they're not perfect, where we get to our augmented and diminished intervals, but we'll save that for next time. So on this page, you're going to label the major intervals and then make them minor in the next measure. So if we have D major, we have one sharp, which is on F, so that E is going to already be in the scale, so that's already going to be a major second. Then, if I want to make that a minor second, I go from D right here, and then I go to E flat to make that our minor second. Let's take a look at a few more examples. So here, I have E and G sharp. I go F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. I see here that G is naturally sharped in the key signature, so that would be a major third. And in order to make that a minor third, I just don't put the accidental in there. I could put a natural just to kind of cover all my bases, but that will now be a minor third. The same thing would be true of this seventh right here. So we know that that is going to be a major seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then in G major, F is naturally sharped. So here I'm going to go G to F, making sure that my stem's facing the right way. And then that is now my minor seventh. Okay, so this week you will just have some minor intervals intermixed with your major intervals. So you use the key signature to figure out if that is a major or a minor second, third, sixth, or seventh. Perfect intervals will remain the same for another week. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next time.